Oh my god, he's alive, and I might have just peeked the microphone. I can fix this. Oop, not that button. Ignore the clicking. Alright. It's been like, what, a week since I've last streamed? I know nobody actually watches this dumpster fire. I mean, I had audio issues the moment I spoke, but I'm back in the game. We're gonna do some Pillars of Eternity. Some PoE 1. This game has a special place in my heart. I've had this game for a long time. Funny enough, despite the fact that I put probably over 160 hours in this game, I've never beat it. Because I am a chronic class builder. That's why I can't bring myself to play, what is it? Pathfinder Kingmaker? I've run Pathfinder games, but I, for the life of me, cannot play that game. Because as soon as I get through, like, the first, like, 3 quests or whatever, I immediately want to restart and do a different build. But, so, we're gonna try and beat this game on stream. I think that what the schedule is going to be, for as much as that's worth anything, is going to be Tuesday. I'm gonna stream every other day. Twice on the weekend. Well, I'll explain it. So, Tuesday is going to be a Western RPG, some kind of role-playing game. And then Thursday is going to just be a random stream, whatever I feel like. So stay tuned for those. You never know what could be there. It could even be a boat. And then Friday, I believe, is going to be a JRPG. And I was thinking of playing Final Fantasy X, because I heard one Final Fantasy X song and I immediately had the nostalgia to go play it. And then Saturday is just going to be another random stream. I'm just going to keep those ones up in the air for whatever. I might play Pillars, I might play FF10. Who knows? I might do something completely different. But enough with that. We're gonna turn the music down here. Gonna turn it off on my end. And then we're gonna... BAM! Oh, hold on, let me get rid of the starting screen. I'm double checking, make sure everything's on, the game volume is not on. I'm glad... Oh my god, excuse me, I double checked that. So we're gonna play a new game. Now you might be wondering... I'll go normal for now. You might be wondering, Hawk, who's Vilkas Bruisebones? He's a character I've had an idea of for a while. Think... every black metal dude, but he's a total dude bro meathead. It's gonna be great. I was thinking about it earlier, like, man, what's gonna be his dispositions? He's gonna be benevolent, probably, passionate, and honest. Not so much because he's like a goody two-shoes. It's just... Oh, I'll shut up for this. If you can hear that.
Glancing ever upward to the sky for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern, his only protection against the encroaching darkness. Shining no
Can't turn the
light,
game volume up anymore.
betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright, so we're basically just on a caravan. We're gonna be settlers. But I was saying, Vilkas' dispositions aren't so much he's a good two shoes, it's more like he's just a good natured meathead that just is kind of too dumb to lie. So for this, if we're gonna go for a heavy metal static, which we are, we're gonna go Chanter. We're gonna get a poleaxe as soon as possible, because obviously we need an axe. And we're obviously gonna get Come Soft Winds of Death. I'm telling you now as well, this is not going to be like a mid-max build. I hate those kinds of things. It's the only guide you'll find on like class builds and Pillars of Eternity 1 is, yes, dump your constitution down to 3. Give yourself like a minus 70% endurance penalty. But our other options here are movement, speed, and reflex. Minus 10% slashing, piercing damage taken. Concentration, reduced concentration. And fortitude and will. I think we might go Blessed, the quickest of his tribe. Just because I kind of need it. And I guess I can give a rundown for those that don't know how this class works. It's basically a bard. You constantly spout these phrases over time in whatever order you arrange them. And you'll eventually, once you complete a phrase, you'll get like an invocation, and then you can spend those on, well, invocations, which are like your big spells. Obviously, we're gonna get the one that summons 3 skeletons because we need a mosh pit. Okay, we're gonna skip this for now because we're gonna go to culture. I already planned this one out, so I won't spend too much time on it. So first thing, I know I said I don't like dumping, like min-maxing, but min-maxing would be like 4. We're gonna go like 7 because he's not that bright and it's gonna give us some extra points. We need high intelligence, just because stats are a bit different in this game. Like, might determines all damage and healing you do. So if you want to be a damage dealing wizard and shooting your fireballs and stuff, you'll want to be pretty mighty. But intelligence affects our AoE, and that's what we kind of need. Extends the range of our phrases. Con, yeah, sure, that's more health. And then there we go. I'm putting a lot of points in resolve because it's kind of like the defense stat, and it's also like the charisma stat. It's going to be used a lot, I think. He's going to be a mystic. Clickety, 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 clickety. There we go. Custom portraits, baby. It's going to be all black. We might change it to white later. Who knows? I've learned I can't make him any more paler. That's a pretty strong chin. Kind of like that. The faces aren't that great. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I feel like that's kind of perfect. Let's go with that.
Follow me. Ah!
Quick and quiet.
Yeah? Follow me.
Yeah, we're gonna go stoic. He's a big intimidating guy. Vilkas Bruisebone. Actually, hold on, give me 1 second. Did I? Okay, it's Bruisebone. Now let's go Bruisebones. No. No, Bruisebone. Rolls off the tongue better. Perfect. Look at our boy. I'm gonna turn the volume up once I get in. Now I have to get out of this. So there's gonna be a lot of reading in this game. The caravan master finishes addressing the group. His bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quiver as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the
What
wagons,
was that?
got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards the looming black mass on the
The whole
hillside.
area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Huh? I feel like that's an extreme.
There's
Yeah, you'll be
berry
fine,
grows
just
in
drink
these
water.
parts,
If not,
small
you'll
and
die
pink,
horribly.
Called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it
thanks.
gets much darker. But see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Yo, where do I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear.
Oh god, I know what the effigy is. Don't say that.
Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over.
you.
Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
Who did build the ruins, though?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Oh, yeah. Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business.
Fair
Not if
enough.
the weather holds up.
Kind of weather do they get out
This
here?
time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Got soul wind. What are those? What are these huge rocks coming up from the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up.
No,
out
sir, I
of the
lived
ground like
underground
this.
most of my life.
Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
Right.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Right, I'll go get the berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at a length... What? Oh, his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Fair enough. Oh, wait, hold on. Fair enough.
Don't listen
I don't know
to
how
me,
well
you're in
that
good
picked up.
hands, and I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Buick,
You're really paranoid about this whole Buick thing. Is it coming?
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay. Yeah, I already know all this. Sound. We're gonna boost it up like 6 to 60%, because I heard nothing. Even on my end. Alright, let me test it out. Oh yeah, that's good. Beautiful. Alright, so first things first. We're gonna open up our chants. Now this is the cool thing about the chants, is you can customize them. So like I can remove those. I'm gonna put one there so we get the speed buff. And then I'm just gonna put like 2 of those there. So I got the speed reflex buff, which I kinda need because I dumped my perception. And then we're just gonna be doing damage over time. There we go. Yep, and then there's the AoE.
Sure.
Yep, gotta.
Right. Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale. What I say, is
Good
there
idea.
anything you need? I've got some
Yeah,
basics.
who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly
Ignore the
locals
noises you
can
may
be.
hear, may not hear.
But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Yeah, dude, with an outlook like that, I'm sure you're gonna do awesome. We'll see, I suppose. Just going to do the right thing by my family.
Something else you need? Looks like
You know-
we're settled for the night.
Why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raid Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
You know, man, that's very high-minded of you. Not at all. Just doing my part. Yo, tell me about not Rome.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland
sorry, it's
is
more
a
like
continent
Greek.
northwest of here,
Greece.
but the colonies used to include Raid Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Yeah, let's see what you got. You got an axe. A bigger axe. That is most unfortunate, my fine friend. Oh well. I'll find one eventually. I think if I... Yeah, I'll go get the thing first. You can probably tell how fast I'm going and how many times I've probably done this
Let's
part.
check by those outcroppings.
Beat his ass! Actually. Knock him down!
Guns.
Can I, get a flanking bonus for this? It's been a while. Get him! Oh god, he exploded in the jeep. Okay, I get it. Tutorials, please!
Yeah.
There's no encumbrance limit.
This is
It
it.
all goes in a magic chest, thank god. So, I'm not selling anything unless I desperately need money. Heard you're some kind of spiritual sort. Oh shit. I gotta think of one here. Yeah, I have visions from time to time. Yeah? How's it you happen to come here? I guess you could call it a bit of heresy. I had different practices than they wanted. Hazard lifestyle, I suppose. I expect it was a possibility, no matter how much you didn't want it to be that way. Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Roderick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? Nah, I'm just passing through. I gotta go see the world. That's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you heading? I'll probably just wander for a bit, take in the sights, play some jams. Couldn't judge you for that. Been half my life. Just watch yourself. Get too far off the beaten path. These lands are wild, more ways than one. Anyways, I'm wasting time here. Odma will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. That's what's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. I'm doing guide work in Ixmatil. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. It's a weird sentence, but alright. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai, and another in Adir. A sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Yeah, what can you tell me about the Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it seems to be the most of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. Locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. Been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now. Somehow it's getting worse. An uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds. I have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. After that cheery exchange. I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just down the way. Come on, let's go get you your water. Water. I remember back in the day. This was like... So there were a lot of problems when this game first came out because it was a Kickstarter game. Back when CRPGs were like making their comeback. This game had so many problems and they just fixed so many things with patches. There was way more problems than Cyberpunk ever gets just because they added an anime. And then they had the common decency to patch their game a little bit. Hopefully at some point we'll get an axe. Is it optimal for me to probably be using an axe? No. Am I gonna do it? Yes, because it's badass. I'm one of those players that doesn't make an optimized character. In fact, I'm far from a power gamer. I make the cool characters. Travelers maybe, or looters. Or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. Actually, what armor am I wearing? Yeah, you know, we'll be fine. No, let's put the leather armor on. So one of the things I like about how leather armor works in this game is you get more damage resistance, but also slows down your action speed. I need to figure out what kind of armor I like actually want. I might take her scale mail. We'll see. There's actually a lot of good like mechanics I like in this game. Like they actually made one-handed viable. It's like the crit build. Because if you have an empty hand and a one-handed weapon,
What a surprise.
you get a massive
Full red
accuracy
hunt.
bonus, and that
Guess
determines
you
your
left the
crit.
water skins. Come on.
Hold on.
This is recent. Not good.
I'm taking his beer. Crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. You rise. You notice her look up sharply towards a tree line. Out of the forest emerges Sparful, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow. There's a strangeness in his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath. Kalisha frowns.
Are you all right?
Sparful's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feathered shaft of Venera planted between his shoulder. There's like an enemy flag.
Ambush.
Ninjas! No, wait, not ninjas. Barbarians. Well... Actually... How far does this... You know what? We're gonna gang up on this guy. Yeah, damage resistance. You get it. Don't use a piercing weapon on a man that's made entirely bone. Can I? How much does this cost? 3. Okay.
Let's go.
Beat his ass! Mosh pit! Get him! Okay, that's one thing that they didn't fix, is this guy right here.
Come on.
Sometimes if there's, like, an enemy they can't reach, they just don't act. You know what? I might take this. That guy's like good barbarian aesthetic. I can switch weapons. Yeah, that's the power of the Chanter. I can summon stuff. There, I can do other cool things. If I remember right, there's an area in here where you have like super high perception. You know, at the very starting area of the game, you can actually get like an enchanted pistol. Which is crazy. I guess we could probably knock him down. He's not. Or you could miss. I'm gonna be doing this a lot. Get him! Oh my god, they're eating him! And then they're gonna eat me! Wait. Got him, coach! Hatchets? I believe those give me deflection bonus. You'll see why I'm pulling out a bow. Here in a minute. I'm actually gonna save my game for something bad happens. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figure stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize as Hyoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life. For a fight you will lose. I also did turn on the, what is it? The options, because you can, like, hide, like, the dispositions. I turned them on because last time I was playing I was a paladin, and it's kind of important that you stick with your alignment. But, dude, the ruins have not been sullied. Your words carry no weight when I see the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. Hush, 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 hush. Hyoden, the men are talking. Go ahead. Kill him now. Do it. Do it. Pull the trigger. So judging from the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you're worshippers of Galawain. Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins. Would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Hyoden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It's always been known to my people. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want a moldy, crumbling stone to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? Man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Just not you personally, you know? But why should that stop you from killing, what? Innocents. Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Hyoden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage. Oh, dropped my headphone. Howling with rage, the man charges at you. I just mind raped this guy. Pocket sand him! Hurry! Okay, so if I... Okay, I need to move up a smidge. Okay, who's that? This is me. I need to move up a smidgen. And then I need to attack. Pew! Hypnotized him. Get him! I don't know if this counts or anything, but I'm gonna do it. It makes the rogue feel important when they get the flanking bonus. Huh? Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us! Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The cuts are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I'm ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel, Audma, his body stirs, and with great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Peace, dude. It's melee, dude. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rocks and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself onto the ledge. Hyoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by an early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Hyoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. That doesn't look like Hyoden. He doesn't have a beard. Restrained, Hyoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you have a good chance of hitting your mark. And this is why I pulled out the bow. Because I definitely don't have 15 dexterity. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching at his feet, Hyoden clambers up to the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Secure, hurrying his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arm will be jerked from its sockets. They hold just long enough for Hyoden to set his feet and join you onto the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it on the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Oh, that's a good start. Everybody's dead. So I believe if you had a melee weapon, then you could just throw your weapon at the guy. It saves Hyoden, but you lose your weapon.
A Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Huh?
I'm just gonna change my weapon back.
Yeah.
Also, Hyoden, give me your potions. Render onto me your potion Salah. I'm not reading everything we come across. There's a lot of reading in this game if you haven't caught on just yet.
That should be far enough. But what now?
And only maybe like important events are voiced.
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Yo, dudes, what happened out there? Kalisha shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in Urglathoth. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. Glanfathan, and word is Buick. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their way out. They take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Yo, who attacked us? I mean, I know I gave like an entire like speech and like I identified their religion, but who were they? Glenfathens. They'd be the hut dwellers Ultima warned you about. Look to be fangs of Gallowayne. Who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Ultima. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. So they said we were trespassing? I don't believe that. Ultima would never allow it. But as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glenfathens wouldn't attack without being provoked. Either way, either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down at the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else at the caravan? Kalicia's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. Wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. Yeah, you don't seem too broken up about it. Yeah, you got to show a little emotion. Kalisha looks you in the eye, volatile current running beneath her breath. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking, 'cause there's nothing else to be done, and 'cause there's other people you care about who still need you. Right, sorry. Yo, let's go. That's right, I gotta... Was it... No, it was... I'm trying to figure out where, like, the oh, here it is. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go for that one. And, you know, we're just gonna be aggressive.
Yeah. Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
Another mace, hammer and chisel, a shield and a torch. Those won't go away until you close them, and they will pile up. Oop. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a it's a kobold. It's a kobold. It watches you curiously, bringing in ragged sighs. Raise your hands and hold still. Creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. It's okay, little dude. I am not gonna hurt you. The kobold recoils, fingers still wrapping tightly around its spear. Okay, it's making the same noises. Back away slowly. Okay, now here's the problem. This thing, if I can sneak by it, I can get some loot. Never mind. It's going to die. I chose a benevolent route. You didn't believe me.
Yeah.
Grab some of these. You know what? I think instead of... What is this? Medium shield? Medium shield? I think for now... Oh, I already have one of those. This is gonna do less damage, but it's gonna give me more defense until I can get like the actual weapon I want. Okay. Keep those.
Wait.
Do appreciate there's 3
You
types
hear
of
that?
axes. I'm not reading this. Guy's basically a treasure hunter. Got dumpstered. I got where's my mute? I got a cough. Okay, whew. Oh. Scolder whelp. Alright, can you get over here? No, you're actually stuck. Oh well. AI is still not perfect in this game, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Another hatchet. Wonder.
Take a look at the wall. Think we could get through?
A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. Light gust of air passes through it. I mean, we could use the hammer and chisel, but then we'll use it. I'm gonna push it. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Kalisha, you're the warrior. Kalisha pushes with all her might, and the crack begins to spread. Finally, the ancient masonry gives way. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. Required 16 might. What did I have for might? Oh, I could have done that.
I could scout ahead.
Nah.
I could scout ahead. See what's around the corner.
Oh, damn, paralyzed. Go around! Sometimes the AI is a bit special. Now, I know I could go this way, but we're gonna go back a bit. I'm gonna speed up the process because there is some fine loot all the way back here.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
That roundish symbol. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles.
This is a nice thing right here, where if you're a fire god like, you can just straight up just light the torch. Or light the brazier with your fire powers. Godlikes are so interesting. But I've never been able to bring myself to play one just because they're kind of the special, like, tiefling ASMR kind of thing. I'm a basic bitch that likes to play humans most of the time. Light all those bad boys. Ooze! Secondary ooze! You know, I feel like... So here's the interesting thing I've noticed on different difficulties, because my dad's played this and he's a more casual player, is classes that require like build up, for example the Chanter, actually don't get to really do anything in easier difficulties. Just because you don't have like the combat time to build up your Yes! Yes! Don't tease me. My axe! Now what does the pole axe do? It does piercing or crushing damage, whichever is better. But it's not the fact of what it does that makes it good. It's the fact that it's a big two-handed axe. Can easily be modded to be a guitar. You
Where'd
know,
that slime come from?
RP-wise. Okay. A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down the wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Oh, probably a face. Use the water skin. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. A sunburst surrounding it is chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges in his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty, a gem fitting the other. Oh, you mean like this gem? The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. Never mind. It's a news. Oh! Ow! Son of a bitch! Oh! Oh my god, he almost one-shot me. That was one gnarly loogie. But we got the real prize. We got a cloak of protection. Cloak of resistance +1, baby. The starter kit for every adventurer. And it's black, it matches my colors.
Yeah.
Which is a cool thing. I know it was in Baldur's Gate where you can like color your guy, and I don't know if you could change it. But it's nice that you can change it on the fly. Because you know, you might not like something. You know, sometimes the cape just doesn't look good. Okay, don't step on the cracks.
Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought for a second there he was gonna say coming in the air tonight. And I was about to lose my mind. Cause I hate that song with a passion. I used to go to an online school, ECOT if anyone ever remembers that. And so I would just have the radio on in the background. And the amount of times I heard that damned Phil Collins song in an hour was maddening. It's like Pavlov's anger. Oh no, spiders. It's a shame I got a crushing weapon now. BAM! Oh my god, the damage. Sexy. Rarely do I ever go sword and board. I usually go for the two-handed weapons, because I'm a man. Oh god, 20 damage. This dude's not having a good time. I should probably like actually use some of my abilities. Get the sneak attack bonus for the rogue. Good job blaming a spider, by the way. It's like trying to trip a thing with 8 legs. Which isn't unheard of. I knew a guy in one Pathfinder game where he had such high grapple that he grappled an air elemental. The man grappled the wind. As a tiger. I believe he was some kind of like hunter archetype. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled audra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. Other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden underneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with runic language unlike anything you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature. He addresses the petrified body. Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word, true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. The man pauses as he gazes over the others standing around him. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. He looks each in the eye in turn. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory? That is without flaw. Step forward and be assured of the great worth of your life's course. God, this game is so cool. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land. The pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away with a black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below. Its shimmering texture gives the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you've just seen, but immense, multifaceted, and intertwined. Thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them. They are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robes, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all. The question spins madly in your mind. What's the question? What is the riddle of still? Oh. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinder and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Yoden and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobble, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone, far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Yay, we leveled up! I'm just gonna... You guys don't need this anymore, right? What's the scale mail comparison? 2 more armor, 10% more. You know, I'll take it. That's pretty cool. Let's go level up. Alright, so here's the I guess skills. We got stealth, athletics, lore, mechanics, and survival. That's all pretty much self-explanatory. We got a bunch of lore because we're a chanter and we pick the mystic. So we're gonna have a bunch of lore. Not that much lore. And then we're gonna have some athletics too. There we go. Well, there we go. Oh, wait. Oh, perfect. Wait. Okay, I see. Yeah, we're gonna dump some lore there. Oh, now we gotta pick a new invocation. Thematically, Renee Dare's Ghost would be thematic, but we already kind of have a summon. What's this one? -5 damage reduction. Okay, so that's a debuff. Thunder roll like waves on black seas. Crushing damage, push, and stun. I'm getting another drink. Causes nearby downed enemies to explode, expelling 3 white grubs and crushing. I mean, we're probably gonna kill somebody before we could build this up, so this wouldn't be bad. And I kind of like that it summons another horde. We'll go with that. Oh, that's right, we got... Invoking primal energy, causing all allies to benefit from constant endurance regeneration while the chanter is chanting. So that's all the time. That's 2.5 hit points per second, I believe. But what else do we got? Two-handed. We are doing the thing. If I remember right, there were... Maybe... I could have sworn there were talents in this game that were like cross-class, but I guess they were DLC? Whatever, ancient memory sounds cool. We'll get the damage bonus next time. After 11, yeah.
Huh?
Oh. Oh. I'm just gonna take all this. Yo, dude, you alright? Oh. Oh. Excuse me? Okay, I was gonna say, this is the part where you fall down. This is the part where you go away. I'm not crazy, not yet. To Valenwood. Takes 6 hours. Might actually have to do some camping now. Which is probably not a bad idea. The more tired you are, the more, like, max endurance you have. Which is, I guess, like, the health that knocks you unconscious. Because health and endurance are two different things. Health is the sidebar right here. Endurance is the portrait one. Oh, it's a guy. Oop. These guys zoomies. Oh. It's a bandit outlaw. Oh, you messed up, kid. Oh, as soon as I get 3 invocations, never mind. Just split their wig. They had a lot of stuff on them. Hold up. This does nothing other than be purely cosmetic. I hate it. Oh, that was rude. Oh, hey dude.
Hello.
The man appears to be hurried, dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression dense and drawn. Greetings, he says a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. Yo, dude. My caravan was attacked. I'm trying to get to Gilded Vale. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road. You haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked, north of here. Me and a friend of mine, we came out here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great. Monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this force already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Who are you? Name's Norton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. In any case, this force has already cost me a friend. Oh. Wait, what happened to your friend? We didn't see it coming. Norton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly, he saw something in the brambles and we went tearing after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose. He smiles sadly. And this time, Alwyn's favor fell upon the bear. Where'd you find this bear? I don't want a revenant situation here. In a cave a ways up here, he turns to point to the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life. Right on, man. Take care. We're gonna go get some stuff before we go into town. Doge! Oh, this is 3 doges. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Oh god, they're eating me. Gah! Heal! Invocate! Mosh pit! Time to get caught in the mosh! Oh, how the tables have turned, Wolf. Your pack tactics work against you. I like the skeletons. They're cool. These age walls appear to have once encircled the entire glade. Only a small fragment remains. The stairs leading to the top have crumbled away. Examine the wall. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing. But the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily... Can I scale it? Find a handholdable. Oh. Never mind. I'm not strong enough. Well, I guess we'll go deal with this situation after I save. I'm all alone. A young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled, as he sees you approach. Drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs! And make sure our new cook doesn't run off. Help! Please help! Ah! One of the bandits gives Tanfrith a kick as they pass him. And he huddles. I mean, it's cool I know his name, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. I put points in athletics so I can like heal myself once per fight. Come on. Come on. Go. Get him, boys.
Let's go.
You thought this would be easy. Okay, don't hit him. Instead, everyone gang up on the small guy who we can't hit. This might take a minute. I guess you all kind of have to get me. You're kind of all in his AO, his attack of opportunity range. I'm curious. Will this fight? Let's test this out. This might hurt. I flubbed that so hard. It's alright, I'm slowly healing as I chant. The downside. I'm at 0 phrases. Come on, Vilkas! Just one more. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm tired of this guy pecking at me. You help me. He's almost dead, so you two, you go over there. Yeah, get him! Get him! Let's go kick their ass, Larry. Go touch him, Larry. Ooh, 27 damage. That's the thing too, because I have soft winds of death, most of the time when I'm chanting, I'm healing a little bit and dealing damage a little bit. Give me a sec, dude. I remember right, these guys have some whip-ass armor. It's not like good, but it's cool. Oh yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna raid your pantry too, dude. By enough, all these fruits and vegetables are probably gonna be used for enchanting. By the flame, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know, which is what you've done for me. I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back at my oven again. Gilded Vale reputation, major positive.
Yeah.
Who's got the zoomies? Everyone's got the zoomies. Oh. We finally made it. After like an hour and 20 minutes, we made it to the first town. Of course, I actually stopped to read everything. Pretty sure this would take like a third of the time. Oh, the stretch. Alrighty. Oh. Yo, I'm dark, but holy shit, man.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
Dude, are you insane? No wonder this place looks half dead. The only answer you hear is the buzzing flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
Nope. Editor's note. Vilkas has no idea what a Hollowborn is, but he knows that he's definitely never sired one.
Are you absolutely certain? Lord Raderick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
I like how 2 of those 3 options are actually like background options for you. Like how I'm Mystic. I'm pretty sure there's one where you're just a dissident. And then one of the options for, I believe, the clergy background is, yeah, no, I'm not a priest. I just tell that people so I con them out of the money.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
Yeah, okay, first though, I know I said no already, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. But, what's a Hollowborn and what's Widewind's legacy? Again, I've literally been living underground. He blinks. I forgot that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the dear wood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are disease. Some say they're a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, nobody knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War. And so the name Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. Right. Lord Roderick decrees seems strict at times, but he has our best interest at heart. He nods. Oh, I see. So you're like his royal fluffer. Anyways, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's important that everyone in Gilded Vale understand our rules. Yo, I've been feeling kinda funky. I apparently met someone called a Buick. Is there someone in town that can help me?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the
He points
misplaced
at a
trust of
body hanging
others.
from the tree.
A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Yeah, right. Buick. Oh yeah, there are also some really shady dudes doing some weird ceremony with lights and stuff outside. He regards you carefully. You want to mind where you mention that. Trespassing on within ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Bareth have mercy. We certainly have. Oh no, dudes. Just as they finished, a Buick showed up. He polishes his spectacles on his sleeve. If you had been that close to a Buick, you wouldn't be standing here. Alright, I see I'm not gonna get anywhere here.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. Wait, what happened? He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps. But that is not your concern. So, does this affect the offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn, or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Alright, take care, dude. Well, damn. Ooh. You see 4 people gathered in the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood. No, it's not. But his height and stature suggests an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Yeah, what's going on here? One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters in our village. Just goes to show you how fancy Adir manners are worth. Or how these fancy Adir manners are worth. We don't take that kind of treatment. Not from foreigners. And especially not from Adirans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Oh damn.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Dids. Wouldn't you rather be doing something fun? Like, we could all go inside and have a few cakes. It'll be great. We don't want your charity either, foreigner. They squint at you through red, bleary eyes. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. You guys don't want to do this? Oh, Jesus! Oh, God, I immediately dunked him. Oh, I split him down the middle. As the last of the attackers fall, the elf turns to you, tension almost gone from his smooth face. I just now realized that the half the town's empty and we've killed 3 more people.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
Hey, no problem, dude. I'm glad I could help. Vilkas pats him on the back and nearly knocks him over.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood, and you note that the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
Tell me about yourself, man.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land.
Family, am I right?
And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan and we got separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan Ruins?
Pretty standard stuff.
Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
A Buick.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
So what are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Yeah, I've been experiencing some strange things lately, and I'm kind of looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. And he has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
His darting glance is taken at tumble-down buildings and in the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. How'd you manage to cross those guys?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
I mean, you did kind of mention something rather lewd regarding one of the aggressors and his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I've tried to tell them, they misheard me. Perhaps all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. For a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lip so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes. He shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get going. You take care there, Aloth.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Hell yeah, dude, let's do it. High five.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I shall follow you.
Yeah, I got a wizard in my party. He's gonna leave these guys stripped and dead.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the... The innkeeper looks up at you. Oh, it's you! Tenfert told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Chanter said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back at work in the kitchen. She laughs. So what would you like? I want to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces here too. Fewer than we used to, I'd admit. Teneriff's a big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. I used to work the tables actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see, the Black Hound. Still sitting upstairs, pining after him. Poor old girl. Place ended up in my hands somehow, she laughs. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please, sit where you like. Would you like a drink? A room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much in the way of good meal today, she sighs. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. So this is the cool thing, is the fact that I can hire a follower. I'd like to hire a room, please. And this is the cool thing, the base inn is, like the basic room costs nothing. This changes later, of course. But I can spend money and I can get upgrades. But we're super cheap. Money is an option still. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken, and you find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like molding fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she's mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open. They're empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. You called her an animancer. Though it fills you with new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, only to confirm she is truly dead. Oh, nice, I leveled up. Again. Why do I have oh, probably because I'm a... Yeah, because I'm a chanter. What is this? I can use level 3 scrolls. Ooh, we get a new phrase. Okay. I kinda like the idea of dull the edge, blunt the point. We could do that, or we can get at the sight of their comrades, their hearts grew bold, which would make me entirely a buffer. You know what? Let's do it. Let's be a buffer. It'll be like frontline support. I'm only doing this to have somebody with mechanics. God, his lore is super crazy. Okay. Ooh, we get 2 spells. Okay. Oh, if I remember right. If I remember, that's a really good spell. Combusting Wounds is also really good. Oh, he's gonna be a fire mage, it looks like. Which is fine, because I plan on getting the Grieving Mother anyways, and she's gonna be like the controller. Yo, pocket change. Yo, wheat and an egg. Guys, it's Brightblade. All the Dragonlance fans are creaming their jeans right now. But this is actually a backer, because one of the benefits of backing the game when it was coming out was that backers could write their own stories and they would put their character in the game. Let's see what this guy has to say. Good Lord, sweet baby Jesus. Okay. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. Oh my goodness, excuse me. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part that he speaks about and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. Carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does. And lets the arrow fly, hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue. He stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motions of the hidden creature. Loosening the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There's a sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. Boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and being the deer with the notched arrow. They drop to the ground as he loosens this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lung and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few minutes, slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again, breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Well, we're probably not going to be reading a lot of those. As cool as those are, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of reading. My throat's getting sore. Give me 1 second. Shane shakes. Oh, that's stealing. This isn't stealing. Give me this. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines in a low note, tail wagging slightly. I pet the dog. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. I'm sorry, girl. I don't think he's coming back. The dog whines softly again, head tilting. Well, you could come with me. Maybe we'll find him on the way. The dog's ears perk up, trots over to you, and barks happily. You gain the Black Hound added to the inventory. So this is probably the best part of the game. There's a pet slot.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic. Oh, anyways. I know, I just got an old black beagle with us. And if you're like me, you don't play any pet classes in like Pathfinder and D&D because they can die. And that's a big downer. This one's not affected by combat, so you can just chill with your pet. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly, from one side to another when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light in its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it. You feel something that you could reach out and touch, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes, feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. When you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind. You no longer feel from the tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod out of her head, the rope creaking as she does so. She smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
What's happening?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How are you talking? Like, I know I usually deal with, like, the dead, but this is a different kind of communication.
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
So, I need to understand something that happened to me. Can you help? She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What did you mean when all goes well? That doesn't sound excellent.
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouted from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kanua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
So, I think I survived a Biowick. Do you know why exactly? Am I just that much of a badass?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be.
It was probably
sorrow
luck,
can be a
yeah.
careless thing.
Let's be real.
Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean.
How creative.
Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
But it says... Oh god. Oh, I had tickle in my throat. Oh god. So you said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little
Damn it,
of
Rima
why or
Grande.
how. We
Whatever your
lose
name
pieces
is,
of
Rima
ourselves
Grande.
when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success.
Oh yes, that magical animantic science.
A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance.
Damn it, ringworm!
At least for a time.
Why gotta
But
ruin?
they all
Why gotta be the
settle
buzzkill?
Eventually, I think.
So I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but But I came here all the same because this was
Oh
where
god, I don't know
help
if you
was
heard that.
needed.
I moved my mic. So, what happened to you? Looks up at her being hung from a tree. She laughs. A rasping, choking cackle escaping from between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife. See why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months. Looked high and low for impurities. Tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
What?
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
Harley. Anyways, what's an animancer, exactly?
A student of the
I
soul.
live under a rock.
Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs.
I don't know.
have been
I think
made
the
in my
soul is a pretty
lifetime.
complex thing once you get into
Had
the
been made.
to
Had been.
philosophy
To hear
of
the
it.
locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are.
Oh, that's not good.
But the best of us? The best? Inspirations. Miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't
Alright,
believe
okay,
the
Cupid, calm
stories.
down.
Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Yes, because, you know, it's not like there's an entire crisis in the Deerwood currently involving the manipulation of souls and whatnot. Holy shit. Oh, yes, all this non-regulation. Beautiful. Looks at Hollowborn child drooling it on itself. Okay, maybe not
Goodbye,
that one.
my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose. Your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place for waiting. Vilkas Bruisebone was granted Crucible of the Soul. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Dude, I'm a watcher! His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin. And I expect that explains how you survived a Buick, hmm? In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Yo, you know anything about Watchers? Only that they're rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, he coughs. As you just demonstrated. Alright, let's go.
17 and a half.
Excuse me? Smell of pipe smoke, at once earthly and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes... Oh god, what happened there? The game pauses when I talk to people, which I guess makes sense, but the overlay too? Your eyes trace the smoke to its origins, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall. His pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks at you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. It regards you with a particular smirk.
17 and a half. No, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry, what?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Are you drunk?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Is this what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
I like how there's... It's a spoiler alert. Adair here with the custom portrait is a follower. I like how the first two followers you get are both voiced by Matt Mercer. Anyways, what makes you think I'm interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you for a moment, his brow arched. His smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Wow. You gonna make that joke after his kid is hollowborn? Yo, dude, do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't pick the cipher
Same thing in the eyes
class.
of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
Oh, you think you're gonna be hanged or something?
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war? Saints War. Only one in my lifetime. Fellas said he's a living incarnation of Aethos. Overthrows... whatever. Can't they just have simple names? Marches on Deerwood, so we give him a Deerwood and hello. What's a Deerwood and hello?
We blew him up.
He smiles at this, but it's a smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Yo, who's Aethos? God of rebirth and redemption. Formerly, anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Roderick sent men down here the other day. Said they had it on good authority someone in town was working for Kulsk, plotting Roderick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Switten, that's my headman, he stepped up and says him, and took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later. If not for plotting against Roderick, then for protecting me. What does the town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, and then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me.
And they did.
Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Like always. Hilaf glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Yo, who's Kolsk? Someone got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. So, if you're the next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? Drinking mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just hadn't figured where I'm going yet. Got a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with Waidwin. Yo, dude, you wanna come help me fight spirit demons and stuff? Where we heading? Some place called Cade Noir. There's this old watcher there or something, and he might be able to help me out.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. I don't know why I never thought of it before.
You know, it's because you didn't meet the protagonist yet. What? Don't worry about
Not
it.
sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger.
His stance
And a
changed.
strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I've ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Alright, if I remember, I gotta... Alright. How do I... Okay. No, that's not... Okay, here we go. We want... him here, me here... And... Well, I guess until we find someone else, we'll put, like, Aloth, like... Oh, we'll put him behind Eder. There we go.
Sure.
Look at that. So, here's the temple. Hi. Child. Papa says the temple's cursed. Right. But anyways. I'm probably going to save it here, because that's a dungeon, and we're about the 2-hour mark. My voice is getting a bit sore from all the reading. With that, let me boop. And get some music going. So that was pretty fun. I'll probably upload this here in the next day to YouTube because Twitch really loves deleting VODs after a week. So, I don't know if there's really much to talk about. Let me turn this down just a smidgen. Let me think. Maybe someday. I might actually do like a Pokemon playthrough of like monotyping, either like poison or flying. I might do 2. One might be for stream, one might be for YouTube. Probably much learned. Don't hold me to anything I say at this point. But Oh my god. I just keep burping. I don't know what's going on. But, stay tuned for YouTube stuff. I'm gonna start, like, ramping some stuff up. I might actually, like, work on the Discord channel. If I have the patience, which I do not after 10 minutes usually, I might get doing some drawing. Put, like, a nice little picture in the corner or something. Start that PNG tuber stuff, because I am a cheap bastard and I cannot fork over God knows how much for a VTuber model. With the drawing and the rigging and oh my god. I have recently downloaded Left 4 Dead and Vermintide 2. So there might be like some videos or something or some streams of me and my buddies playing that. That'll be fun. If you've seen any of my other streams, there'll be Frog or New McKens, whatever he goes by, and Vulcan. That'd be fun. But with that, it comes to a close. And if anyone was here and watched and stayed for however long, or they just watched this at the end once it's poured over to YouTube, thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated. It blows my mind that anyone who watches this. I'll see like 30 views on like a Twitch video, and like I had a YouTube video which I did delete just because it was such poor quality. But I got like 40 views. That I was so super excited for that. I know that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's cool that people do watch. Especially me just fumbling around. So, thank you for watching. If you did, it's greatly, greatly appreciated. And with that, I think it's time for me to call it. It's been fun. Take care, everybody.
Say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning, because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even gonna try. So Small Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance, minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%, I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, McJoe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Scott Steiner's a national treasure.